Well, the 2-year-old video is fitting. I was going to do it yesterday, but it was getting a little bit dark and I was eating, and I said, I'll do it tomorrow. The 2-year-old video today is fitting. I just got off the phone after talking with Mark about Arrowhead Hanover. Very, very nice colt to drive. Mentally a little immature, but he'll do the work you ask him to. The only thing you got to watch with Arrowhead Hanover is he'll bolt left coming out of the turn. And I think he goes to sprint out of the turn and touches himself and then kind of bolts to the left a little bit. He'll do it. I said, so he'll catch you off guard if you don't know it's coming. So I made sure I let Mark know that he will do that. But man, looks like he's in it. Everybody we have in tonight looks like they're in a good spot. No locks, no guarantees, there never is. But it looks like they're in a good spot. Now, we'll start the 2-year-old videos right now. Allie's got grit, was a little bit sick yesterday. Otherwise, we would have trained him up. This horse actually trained good. Made a little break in the last turn. Was going a mile about 2-3 last week. And looked and felt good doing it. And I just lost him just for a step in the last turn. But he was running in. I think we got him hung up to do his work well. But now that we're kind of opening up, opening up the gas a little bit. He's running in where we had him. He'll run out in the turn, so we had a Murphy blind outside and a line pole. He doesn't need that stuff anymore. In fact, I think I'll leave the Murphy outside, just put the line pole on the left, and I think there'll be no problems. He's ready to go, but was a little bit sick yesterday, so we got to work on that. Arrowhead Hanover is racing tonight in the All-Stars. He's in a real good spot. He's coming in sharp. A win in a qualifier, a win in his first lifetime start. Our first 2-year-old winner of the year. And it looks like, as I said, he's in a good spot for tonight in the Poconos with Mark. Now, I could have went and drove him, but there's nothing really tricky about him, right? Other than the drifting in a little bit coming out of the turn. Mark was there, knows he knows, obviously knows trotters very, very well. Does a great job with every horse he drives. I certainly just felt like I didn't need to be there with Arrowhead Hanover tonight, and I felt very comfortable, especially the way that Mark handles the horses, the way he does his work with the babies. He understands how our horses are very well also, so it's a great fit for Arrowhead Hanover. Atrant has trained fantastic. She's ready to go now. We'll likely qualify her a week from Tuesday, I believe will be the quiet plan. A week from Tuesday in the Meadows now. Hold on. A week from Tuesday is 14th. I'll be on my way back from Kentucky, I believe. We'll play that one by ear. But Atrant is ready to go. Aunt Lily will be racing in the Next Generation next week. We'll train her up Tuesday, a good mile. Not fast. Maybe just a mile and 2:10, 2:11, something like that. 4 days out, she'll be ready to rock. But Aunt Lily has been awesome. Bluebird Tuxedo Hill trained in 2:8, I believe. We'll train him back again middle part of the week around 2:6, 2:5. He's getting ready to go. Actually, you know what? We may just qualify him in 2:5 or 2:6, to be honest, because he has the Buckeye coming up, and although he's not super tight, he certainly has the training and he's ready to go. He's healthy right now. We never did get a definitive answer as to why he was struggling with allergies. I never did get that. Struggling with sickness and allergies. He's done that a couple of times. The allergies, that's just they're just nature. There's nothing you can do about it. But the sickness a couple of times and the high temperatures throughout the year was bothering me. We never did get anything definitive. It's easier said than done. But for right now, he's good. Seems good. Eating good. Training good. Jogging good. So we'll continue on. Blue Ventura was awesome the other day. Both those colts finishing second looked very, very good. Burke's 2 horses are no slouches. They never are. And both were sweet lose. Now, Blue Ventura is going to have to tangle with them. We'll start him in the Stallion Series, but man, he's become a handy sort of colt. I really like him. Cadeau will be our colt in the Next Generation. Now, I did have some people asking, is he just good enough? It never dawned on me that Cadeau wasn't good enough. That qualifier was amazing in 2 minutes, did it all his own way, and then the other day he did everything right. Left, sat, let one go, sat in the 2-hole, sprinted up the inside, and just got picked. Just didn't quite get there at the wire. But I don't think that speed is going to be a problem. If they go in 56, it's not like, it would never dawn on me if the trotters went in 56 next week that Cadeau couldn't trot with them. At Scioto, it never dawned on me because I just don't think that's going to be an issue with him. Captain Incredible is training down very good. Harry said he's been in 210. Now, Harry has said, Anthony, I don't know if he's going to be ready to full-on rock middle of July. Which, that's... When I gave Harry that timeline, I'm like, okay, I need to be ready July 15th. Now, if you're getting a horse ready just to be ready to race, fine, July 15th is an attainable goal. But if you're having a Grand Circuit type horse, and I believe everybody that's ever touched this horse in any sort of training capacity would say the same thing. Harry echoed the same thing that I heard from Ron Burke and Scott McEnany. This is a serious animal. If he stays together, everything goes right, this feels like a serious animal. And Harry never talks up the horse other than say, nice horse, does work good, really like the horse, but he is raving about Captain Incredible. So, I am, one, impressed, and two, intrigued, and also excited about him racing. Having said that, he'll be ready to go when he's ready to go. My initial date for Harry was July 15th, but July 15th to qualify, maybe a start in Mohawk and then down to Kentucky. He doesn't have to be ready, screwed down tight and ready to rock for the first start in Lexington. That's not a necessity. Keep in mind, this horse is paid into every major race on the 2-year-old docket from now until the end of the year. Every single one of them, for the most part, he's paid into. So just have him good. Have him ready to go. If you like him that much, you tell me. I did give him a July 15th date, but you tell me when he's ready to go. Century Legion, we did do some vet work on him. The vet found that his hind ankles, now we did do his ankles, but there was no cortisone put in of any kind last time. I believe we went back, but just a drop of triamcinolone in there. 6-day withdrawal in Ontario, which was bang on. It was exactly 6 days when it was done, so there shouldn't be any issues with Century Legion and his qualifier. I told everybody I would, and I still do plan on coming back Friday to qualify the horse. Now, from now till almost the sales in the fall, my docket is jammed full. And it doesn't matter whether you're my wife asking me, hey, are you coming home Thursday? I won't know until any of the draws are out where we're going, right? If I pick up the program, if I pick up the program, the sheet on Friday, and we got a couple of 9 holes with some horses, well, I may not be needed there, right? But if we get 5 in and they all look like they're in a good spot, then yeah, I would like to go there. So where my dance cards are also is important, and where I need to be, where I want to be, where I should be, where I could be. That all works itself out on a 72-hour window when the draw is done at any track, right? I kind of regret not going to the Meadows on Wednesday. There's not a ton there. Lonely Lakewood's in a good spot anyway, but I did say that I was going to the Marion Fair. Don't mind going there. I'm not going to get to a ton of fairs this year myself personally, and I like going to them. So we're in the 2nd and 14th. I'm going to take in the fair. I'll tell you what, on Tuesday, race 2 and race 14th. Love of God. Whew. We'll see how Tuesday goes, and Wednesday also. Wednesday evening, I'm back here at Northfield Park. So anyway, let's stay to task. Century Legion, I'm going to try to be there Friday to qualify Century Legion, so I can get a look at him on Friday. Chicago Hall, obviously a very disappointing race. Not, only because yours, everybody's expectations were super high of him, as they should be. He's a really, really nice horse that's going to have a really, really good year. But when you have a compromised airway where you have a lot of mucus, pimples, irritation, and then sprinkle in a tiny little speck of blood or two, which is fair, considering all things considered, then one, where your issues are, 2, how to attack them. But that doesn't help us for a Friday night of past. A flat mile, still 58-29 in the end of it's nothing to be sad about. But when you get beat with an overwhelming favorite that looks like a layover in a race that he should have won, then yeah, it kind of sucks a little bit. So so we'll work on his allergy issues, work on his issues, and rinse and repeat. Back to the races. And that's the plan with Chicago Hall. Now, Cleveland Masha is continuing to train in Ontario. They trained well this week. Princess Dream, Cleveland Masha, those horse, Gaslight Hall, a little late to the party, but that's fine. It's fine. They're all recovering from minor issues. Cleveland Masha had that mysterious lameness that obviously time fixed. Princess Dream training down from getting cast and cutting her legs up. She's fine now also. I hate when these shorts do that. And Gaslight Hall, his knees were bothering him. He's coming back too. So, Cleveland Masha, back training, looking good. I haven't seen her with my own two eyes or sat behind her, but the reports are good coming out of Ontario. Just looking for the vet here. No vet. No vet. No vet. I have to play a little Where's Waldo, I guess. Where are we at here? Cleveland Masha. Country Dancing will race now next Thursday, July 4th. Here's my first problem of the season. We have the Buckeye Colts, Gypsy Hill, and Irresistible Sun in at Scioto. It's July 4th weekend. So we have those in the afternoon at Scioto, as is Country Dancing in the Meadows. I believe Country Dancing is pretty push button. And Gypsy Hill's not tricky, but you got to know them. So I think when I step back and look at it, the place I need to be personally would likely be Scioto. We'll see how that plays out, though. I'll have to talk to Tim. This is one of those issues where we're not going to wait till the draw is over, because I know who I want to drive the horses. I'm going to ask Mark if he is going to the Meadows next Thursday. If he is, then he's on the horse. If he's not, then Ronnie, Chris, Aaron, Dave, any one of those guys would do fine. So, Dancing by Myself. We're going to probably turn out 3 or 4 horses this week. Dancing by Myself's one of them. And for my partners out there, don't feel bad about this. This is a seriously good colt. We've seen this before, and I've tried to mitigate this with shoeing and vet work. And on different timelines, the horses will come around. But I can assure you, by just giving them time and letting them grow up, let that leg cool down. Gypsy Hill didn't really get into himself last year until part way through the season, so we were able to work with it. He was already there, he was already qualified, so we were able to work with it. But towards the end of the season, it became a problem. And then when we brought him back this year, there was a lot of mental blocks he had to get through because of that. The first time he touched his leg, he started to make breaks, and that took a good month to fix. So I think we nip this in the bud right now, turn this colt out, let him grow up, fill out in his shoulders, fill out in his hips, and then bring him back. And I think we're going to have a very, very nice 3-year-old colt. If we don't do it right, this could be a lot of patchwork to have an okay horse. And I've seen this movie before, and when it comes to this particular animal, very talented colt, loves his work, does his work well. Let's not give him a reason not to. So I think he's probably going to be one of the horses that we turn out. Dancing in My Socks not turning out. I'm going to turn him out. I'm going to turn him loose on the front Wednesday at the Marion Fair. Listen, I don't mind this colt. Nice colt. We're going to have some fun with him, and I think Wednesday will be the first start for him where he really gets to show himself off a little bit. Fire and Shine will be Tuesday. Now, Drew, the 5-hole and 5 horses are on the gate and 1 trailer. And the good thing about Fire and Shine is she's handy as a bugger at the gate. So I think we'll probably be just fine. The last thing you want to do is get away 5th or 6th in a fair, for a number of reasons. So Fire and Shine will be fine. Foxy Seaside raced great last week. That was the other horse we raced on Thursday. If they come back with that class on Thursday again, I don't know. She is still a little bit tricky. A little bit tricky. So she is one that worries me a little bit. But there's very little I can do at this point. Very little I can do. They both race at the same time. There's one place I have to be and one place I could be. So I guess we'll see. First off, do they come back with those fillies right there on Thursday? They may skip a week because some of the fillies in the pop-up series were PA horses. There's no need emailing me. By the time you see this video, Tim will already have enlightened me in that respect. Freedom Hill is looking great. She'll come back for the second leg of the pop-up in Pennsylvania. Great fit for her. Gaslight Hall is training good. As I said, we're in a place now where he's good, he's sound. His training has to be in such a manner that it is fun again and not overloaded with labor. So we've backed him off jogging wise to 3 miles a day. When he trains, just train him around that 25 speed until he starts to pick the bit up and want to come forward. And I suspect that'll happen in the next week or so. Gorgeous Package has been great. Fantastic the other day. Just such a treat to drive, and such a, I know she ducked out, but that's just being green. That's just her being a baby. You got to be aware of that. Stuff like that can happen even with horses that you think are super talented, you still have to give them the benefit of the doubt for being babies. She will go to the next generation, and she is sharp as a tack right now. Grand old chap is going fine. We're tinkering with his shoes up front. His one foot has a little more heel in it. It bothers him. You can see it on the track. So, but I like the way his gait is much better. He looks like a trotter now. We just have to clean him up a little bit. Grand Slam Dio, working with our allergies. We just talked about Chicago Hall, and Grand Slam Dio is every bit as tricky as he is. Again, qualified great, 2-2 last half, 58. Trot him 58 the other day, but just got to work on her allergies. Green Glitter, another one. Allergies were killing her. This happens. There's no way to test for it or know about it, because you don't know to what extreme, right? Some of them are easy to mitigate, and other ones are not. And Green Glitter, we went to train her the other day. Her white count was high. We just had to not enter her in the sire stakes, which is upsetting, but it's the way it goes. And we'll race her. Another one that's supposed to be on Thursday. Oh, goodness. This is becoming a little more complicated than I thought. Gymboree. Gymboree is coming into her next start. I like Gymboree. She's going to have to come forward, right? And I think by that, Scotty said he thought she lost interest when she didn't get away closer to the lead. So he's probably going to have her and the other 2-year-old Grand Slam Dio in a forward position, I think, this week. A week from this week in Kentucky. He's a great guy. I don't mind the horse. I know a lot of people say, Anthony, do you not like him? I actually like the horse. I just don't know if he's fast enough. And when it comes to he's a great guy, I don't dislike the horse. I think he's good, does his work well. I'm happy with him, but is he good enough? High hopes. Here's a horse I would like to turn out for a short period of time. I don't think she needs to mature a lot. I think her joints need to cool down. Maturity-wise, she's really come a long way in her work. The other day when she ran at the Meadows, she just grabbed a bell boot. I felt her grab it once, twice, and made a break. I think there's a decent horse in there. She appears to have speed. 1 second. Hey, Jace, has Dr. Katie been here yet? Oh, who did? She did? Yeah. Really? I talked to him this morning. I didn't tell.
The girl that I called her to come do it. The girl that was with Mike yesterday is with her today.
Ah.
I said, what horse? She did him yesterday.
Oh, where are they at? Do you know? I got their drinks. I'll go look for them.
They're coming to junk for hanging.
Oh, okay. So Sunday, it's weird here in Northfield. Sundays are not in, like a lot of people aren't here, but usually Sunday in Ontario, ghost town. No one comes in. But we race here in Ohio on Sunday at Northfield Park. So a lot of people will take Monday off and work on Sunday. And we don't do that. But at the same time, there's a little more going on than meets the eye all the time. Anyway, where are we at here? High hopes. I like the filly. I like what she's become. I like the work ethic that she has. Her attitude, she's a little crabby sometimes, but she's an Uncle Peter, or I don't know what her family was like, but I don't dislike high hopes. I think she'll be a decent filly. I'm not completely sold that time is just the easy answer for her, but at the same token, it could be. I think it would be. The breaks she makes don't seem to be mental. There seems to be more of a physical component to these mistakes, which you don't want to start injecting to fix these things. There's no obvious lameness to me, and when it comes to high hopes, I just think just give her some time. Just let her relax. I think she's going to be a nice filly. And my answer to everybody saying, well, Anthony, geez, we waited all this time. Okay, well, you can go race her. Just watch her run all over the track at will. That's not teaching her a whole lot. But if we get her back to a place where she's doing her work right, mechanically, there's no reason for these breaks. Sure, she might touch herself here or there. Lots of horses do. There's no obvious reason for her to be making these breaks right now. And I guess that's what I'm looking at is don't mind her work ethic. She is fast. I saw her trot a half in 58 seconds the other day. She is fast, but needs to be safe and consistent. I'm not completely sold on it, but that's where I stand on her right now. I don't play nice. I told everybody there's a chance that he would lose his spot in the next generation if he didn't go out and qualify great. And sure, he scoped with a lot of mucus and a lot of stuff going on. But when push came to shove, I I think he's a nice colt. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with him, and I think he's going to be very effective for us. We'll probably start him in the Buckeye division and move forward after that. But as it comes to right now, we have to make a decision for the next generation. Cadeau is the one that jumped up and grabbed the spot away from I Don't Play Nice. And that's fair. That's just competition. You know, if it was a baseball team, Cadeau's the one that threw the most strikes. He's a starting pitcher next Saturday. That's just the way it's going to be. Where are we at here? Can we get through over here? I don't really drive over here that often. I'm a Trucker. Looks good. It's back jogging now. Somebody said, when's he going to race? Not for a while. I can't see him racing until at least end of August, middle of August. There might be a stake or two left for him somewhere, I suppose. But our job is to make sure the best form of Ivan Trucker is ready to go, and that's exactly what we're doing. I'm ready too. He's not going to race this season. We're going to give him the rest of the season off, bring him back in the fall, and attempt to race him in the winter. I do want to have some effective horses ready to go January, February, March, April. That's what I want in this barn. And I'm ready too. It's going to fit that bill, I believe. Leggy. Now, it's odd. I just assumed she was probably done for a while, and she's going. You're not going to see her be super effective, in the here and now, or even this season. Probably towards the end of the season, which leads me to believe if we're dealing with a horse that's going to be ready in October anyway, why not just have the horse ready in December? Again, I want to have a strong crew straight through to the spring. I'm trying to find the best way to do it. We can acquire horses to race at that time that need rests in the fall. We can do a number of things, but we also have some of our own horses that we can do the same with, and I think Leggy is one of them. LT Troubadour is going to race at the fair. He's a big horse, but he'll get around. He's going to race at the fair on Wednesday, and will be a nice Buckeye horse for us. I was happy with this qualifier. That was impressive. It was an impressive qualifier. 2-1 and a piece, 29 and seconds on the end of it. Good mile for him. Manhattan Money was great the other night. The only change we're going to make is take the flip-flops off of him. Now, this will be trial and error with these shoes, and I don't know that you're going to see a huge difference training. You're only going to see it in the mile. So I just think he'll be more effective without the flip-flops on, but that remains to be seen. Melisandre trained great here the other day. She's on track to be ready, as I said, for Lexington, but we want to have a good horse in Lexington, not just a horse qualified. And here she is. Here's Melisandre. I want to make sure that she can do her work best she can. She's working well right now and looking good. So let's see how she looks over the next 3 weeks. Memento Mori has looked great. Big mile from him his first start. He'll come back swinging again next time. Mountaineer Prince, I did not think that we'd be having a discussion about Mountaineer Prince making 2 breaks in a row. All his official lines now on his card are breaks, which I can't believe. But it is what it is. A lot of people saying, well, which fair are you going to go to? I don't know yet. I can't go to the one this week. We're the next generation. And there's one in a place called Big Rapids or Big something. That's like 6 hours away. Fine. Work with me here. I don't mind driving 3 or 4 hours to race in a Dust Bowl, but I don't want to drive 6 hours to do it. My Wicked Heart races tonight, Sunday night at Georgian Downs. Good luck to Dominic and everybody, all my partners with Heart. Never Lose Felix, another horse. We could force him to race, but I believe this horse, one, mentally and physically, is just a little drained right now, and physically struggling a tiny bit. Here's a horse that we bought that was kind of a frail, medium-sized colt. Now he's turned into this tall, lanky, gigantic animal, and I think that what I just said is the reason that he's struggling a little bit, for no other reason than that. I think he'll be just fine, but we probably will give him a little time, and I think he's got enough potential, I believe, to be a good horse, so we'll see. Oh, He'll Know is racing at the fair. I was torn. Racer in the Meadows race. I'll tell you what might happen, and this might happen. If they need an extra horse for the Meadows on Thursday, and I have to go there, if I do more talking, then I could be talked into. Now, Green Glitter has to win a maiden trot. If they fill 2 maiden trots and they need a trotter, we could potentially scratch her out of her $3,000 race, which costs us $100, and race her at the Meadows. That's a possibility. It's just something that popped into my head. 1, when I saw the day. 2, when I saw the race. 3, when I saw where she drew. And 4, what the purse was, $3,100 or something. I could be talked into that. We'll see. And I don't even know if we're allowed. I believe we're allowed, but we'll see. Pelican Owl will remain out in the field until we decide to bring him back in. I've left that completely up to Jacob. Just tell me when he's ready. Tell me when he looks like he's ready to come in. That's when he'll come in. Princess Dream training down good. Should be ready in about 3 or 4 weeks, I believe, in Ontario. Resolve indeed. I want to talk to Harry about how she trained. Obviously, if she trained bad, he would tell me. The fact that he didn't say a word probably means she trained very good. But we'll see. She's been training great. I trained her last week. She was awesome. Rosa and AJ just fantastic in this qualifier. Super sharp coming into the next generation race. Rosa and Alexander, we're going to gallop her a little bit. Still a little swelling in that knee. It's coming down. It's looking good. The biggest problem we have after this will be how do we keep her out of that knee. There's a million things we can, not a million, but there's lots of things we can do to mitigate that. I think we'll be fine. Rosetta has to go to the Meadowlands for the 12th. I wonder when we're going to race her now. She's another maiden filly. We're on the, you know what? She should race on the Thursday also. I'll talk to Tim about that. There won't be a race in New Jersey. We could ship her down and race her in the Poconos potentially, but I think maybe the Meadows makes the most sense. So we'll see. We'll see with her. With decisions to be made this week. I firmly believe she should be going to New Jersey. We'll see how that plays out this week. She sits at the bar. Listen, I have no updates here. She is rehabbing and will be rehabbing for quite a while. You're not going to see her in 2024. The fact that we're going to see her at all is impressive. I think we will see her in 2025. I'm excited and hopeful that she's able to come back and train down well and be effective, and excited about the thoughts of doing that. Southwind Ibex is another horse. This horse is he's too big right now. I thought that he was done growing somewhat. At different points in the year you see them grow. The worst point is when you're trying to get them qualified and they're going through a growth spurt. It's a real problem, right? Because you can't push. And that's exactly what happened with Southwind Ibex. I trained him in 2-3, 2-4. He was ready to go. We went to qualify him. I'm like, this horse is a moose now. So I think he's just too big right now, and he's another one. There's 3 horses I've told you right now that probably should go out to the field. There's a 4th one coming up next, and that's Speed of Sound. For my partners in Speed of Sound, I love this filly. I love everything about her. Knowing the tactical landings, knowing how this filly is and her tendencies, we could have a very good horse on our hands, but I don't think it'll be as a 2-year-old. I think it'll be as a 3-year-old. So there's 4 that I told you. None of them are lame. I just think they need to go out for 4 different reasons. The Priest will race this week somewhere. I know a lot of people saying he's got to be in Indiana. Relax. I know there's 2 colts that have already trained in 57 that are Indiana breds. If we're in a big hurry to get him to Indiana, get his face smashed in, then cool, we can do that. I just don't think that's the smartest choice right now. He will get to Indiana, but I would like to race the horse to make sure he's ready to go. Trevino on green. A lot of people asking when are you qualifying him? I told everybody. I've been as clear as I can be with Trevino on green. He will qualify if and when he is deemed ready to. Just because he trained in 2.5 or 2.8 or 2.6 or 2.7, none of that matters, because he's going to have to trot in 2 minutes. And I have no interest in qualifying him in 2.6, going out and watching him finish 6, trotting 2.3 and 3. Zero interest in doing that. So if Danny, and I've left it to Danny, they've been changing his shoes and tinkering and changing his shoes and tinkering. I've left that to Danny and Dominic. You tell me if and when the horse is ready to go. If you are not confident that he can qualify and be an effective 2-year-old for us, then we'll turn him out in the field. We're going to do right by the horse. And again, you don't want to start chipping away at that confidence. You don't want to start chipping away at that good attitude and good work ethic they have and turn them into a sour horse. You don't want to do that. So if Trevino on green is not ready to qualify, then that's exactly where he's going, out to the field. Wander Hill, listen, we're going to race this horse Wednesday at the Marion Fair, and after Wednesday at the Marion Fair, we're likely going to put Wander Hill up for sale, I would imagine. Here's a horse that I like him. He's got a good attitude on the track. I just don't think he's fast enough. We have 2 trotting colts that they had all the tools, decent breeding, decent gait, they had speed, but when push comes to shove and you have to be an effective horse and you just can't do it. God just did not give you the talent to do it. Well, somebody else would be happy to race Wander Hill in the fairs all summer long. I suspect that's what's going to happen. We'll find out after Wednesday, but sitting here right now in my car, you put me on the spot and say, okay, what about Wander Hill? He's probably not going to stay all summer. Westland Warrior, I'm going to have to make a decision in the next 48 hours what we're going to do with him. Is he coming back to Pennsylvania or is he staying in Kentucky? That will be a collaborative conversation and decision made by Eric and myself. I know what I saw here. I thought he was a super talented colt. I also know what I saw last week, and it was not that impressive. So I want to see where we're going with this guy. What is the decision that we're making with him? And I don't know. I'm trying my best not to lean either way right now. I'm trying to stay middle of the road until I hear and talk to Eric. What a lady, what a night. I like this filly. I trained this filly in 2.5 last half in a minute the other day with a set of brace bandages and bell boots on. Nothing else. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with her. She's come a long way. Really excited about her, and she'll be heading out to Illinois after we qualify her, and that'll either be next week or the week after. I suspect Wednesday afternoon or Thursday afternoon racing at Scioto. Depending on what race we get in, I might be able to stay and just qualify those 2 horses real quick and be done with it. That will be all timing, right? If they draw Thursday's card and we're in early races, they start at 1 o'clock. It's a 2-hour drive from here to Scioto. Can't qualify them, but that will be. We'll decide that this week. And Woodmere Betcha, again, this is just wait and see. We're just trying to evaluate on a week-to-week or every couple of weeks how her leg is healing up. She did have a tiny hole in that tendon, and that will be up to Jamie Smith, what he does with her. The speed's always been there. The talent's always been there. Do not want to jeopardize the soundness of this filly. So we'll see what happens with Woodmere Betcha over the next few weeks. No, over the next month. Anyway, with that, I'm going to let you go. Your 2-year-old videos are all done now. All your videos are done. Oh, the opening's not. I'm going to do that in just a minute. I want to give the girls their drinks and get some work done here at the barn and then go back home for a little bit. Take care.